What's up, everybody? Back for another beer review, and today I will be reviewing another beer from the Electric Brewing Company, and they are out of Murrieta, California, and this is their Pestilence. So this is a double dry hop, double IPA that comes in at 8.3% alcohol by volume. No IBUs listed in the time of review. This can is about 3.5 weeks old, and I want to give a huge shout out and thanks once again to my buddy and viewer of the channel, Earth. He's the planet, the entire planet. Okay, hashtag dad jokes. Hashtag sad jokes, because I always make that joke and it doesn't get any funnier. It actually gets worse as time goes on. But Earth hooked me up with a beer mail a few weeks ago, and it included 4 different beers, including 2 from the Electric Brewing Company. And I've never heard of the brewery, but really excited to try them out. I already had one of their beers called Cognitive Dissonance, which was amazing. And now I have this one. So in the description box, I'll post a link to the beer mail unboxing video I did of all the goodies Earth sent my way. So you guys want to check it out, feel free to do so. Thanks again, Earth. I do appreciate it. Now, this one is quite a bit different from the Cognitive Dissonance. That one was a double IPA that was brewed with or conditioned on Alfonso mangoes and zested oranges. This one is just a double dry hop double IPA. They're using Citra and Mosaic and then double dry hopping it with Citra, Mosaic, and Nelson Sauvin. And sounds delicious to me. So that Cognitive Dissonance was absolutely amazing, just a fantastic beer. So I'm hoping that this one follows suit. So let's give it a pour and see what we got going on. Yeah, it's pouring out like juice, baby. Just the road understands the juice right here. Give it a little bit of a swirl, a little bit more of a pour here and see if it gets any hazier. I don't know how to put this up here. We're just gonna throw it like that, F it. I don't think there's any specific way. So there is some condensation on here. This has been out of the fridge for about well over a half an hour, but it is warm outside, so got the condensation. So that pours out. I don't know. I'll show you it sideways here. That pours out this really bright, like mostly like sunshine. It's like a sunshine color, but yeah, very vibrant, very bright. Probably going to be dull on camera. Had about a 2 finger of a fluffy, almost soapy looking head, which I think the Cognitive Dissonance had as well, but that doesn't really matter. It looks like a juice bomb. Let's get a nose. Oh my Lord, that smells amazing. Oh, so the first thing that I noticed on this one is like a ton of white grape and like white wine characteristics. I feel like the Nelson is coming through more so than the Citra Mosaic, but there is like a nice nondescript berry, not a blueberry that I get a lot with Mosaic, but just like a nondescript red berry. There's some nice like melon rind going on as well. Pineapple and passion fruit too. Much like the Cognitive Dissonance, there was a lot of dankness on that one. Getting a nice dank character here, but this one's coming off as more of like a wheat component, like like wheat component. Shout out to Guy over at Drinking in Canada. Yeah, it smells really juicy. It smells like there's going to be maybe a slight hop burn / green astringency going on here. It smells like fresh hop pellets in your hand. It's so vibrant and almost a month old. It's 3.5 months. This is just screaming all the hop character right out of the glass and into my nostrils. So hopefully it does the same thing in the taste. So cheers, everybody, and thanks again, Earth. It's delicious. There's a really nice underlying malt character, this one. I don't get that a ton. And I noticed from reviewing so many like New England style IPAs, I usually don't mention the malt character. It might be like 10% of the time. Like so let's say 1 in every 10 reviews I do, I'll mention the malt character, especially on the palate. It's very rare, but this one I'm getting this really nice, like almost honey malt sweetness. It's not a huge sweetness, but it just has a distinct character. It's like honey malt, a little bit of like biscuity, bready characters underneath the all the great hop character that I'm getting. This is fucking delicious. So first thing that I've noticed with these guys is that mouthfeel is very proper. It is in the realm of those great New England style beer producers. You can name whatever names you want. They are up there. It's smooth, it's creamy, it's very soft on the palate. There's carbonation there. It's not like it's undercarbed or lacking carbonation. They just know what they're doing with the mouthfeel. I think they said they used Oats in the whirlpool, which most places that are doing great mouthfeels either use a crap ton of oats or flaked oats and maybe sometimes some lactose. No lactose in here, just a bunch of oats, and it's doing it justice. But all those tropical fruit stone fruit characters I was getting in the nose carry over. There is a big white grape component to this one. The Nelson is the star of the show here for me. As it passed through the palate though, passion fruit, pineapple, peach, apricot, that nondescript red berry gets kind of lost a little bit, but there's more of like this really nice honeydew melon. As it finishes though, it finishes more sweet than dry, but there's a touch of bitterness that actually helps on the back end. It balances out a little bit. It's still leaning towards the sweeter side of things. So I feel like one of these cans and I'd be happy. I could probably drink a couple, but I feel like after one, I'll be like, all right, I'm done. But yeah, this is great. At 8.3%, I cannot tell you this is over like 6%. This is scary drinkable. This reminds me of so many of those other 8.5, beers that I drink. Even some of the triple IPAs that are like 10.5. Those are scary drinkable. So is this. Wow. These guys have kind of blown my mind, honestly. There's also this really soft minerality, like almost salty, kind of. Matt over at Massive Beer Reviews likes to say the water nerd treatment. He gets in equilibrium beers. I get those same characters in equilibrium, but I also get it in like Old Nation beers. And I'm getting it in this beer specifically. It has this like soft minerality, just kind of, that they're doing something with the water. I'm not exactly sure what, but this is just a great beer. I thought the cognitive dissonance was going to be hard to beat, and it is. But this is dethroned that beer for me of the two I've had. But I think I gave that beer a high 4.5. It was like 4.6, 4.65. This beer right here, Pestilence from the Electric Brewing Company, gets a 4.75 out of 5. I'm not sure what more I could fault this beer. To me, there's not a lot of faults. I do wish there was a bit more bitterness. That is a personal preference. I think as far as the style goes, a New England double dry hop New England style double IPA, yeah, sure, like 5 out of 5. It's awesome. For me, I am at the point in my life where I want a little bit of bitterness. Even with New England style IPAs, I feel too many of them are a bit too sweet. I feel like this one is leaning towards the sweeter side, so that's the only thing keeping it from a 5 out of 5. But these guys are just doing it. They're doing it extremely well, and I want more from them. They are just killing it. So if you can get your hands on anything from the Electric Brewing Company, do so. They're making great beer, and this is a perfect example of what they are doing to almost perfection. So once again, Pestilence, Electric Brewing Company, 4.75 out of 5. Thank you very much, Earth, for sending this one my way. I'm just kind of, like I said, shocked and blown away at how good these guys are doing. They're 2 for 2, and that's a pretty good batting average as far as I can know. And I do the math, yeah, pretty good batting average. Anyway, appreciate everybody stopping by for another beer review. Until the next one, cheers.